The Ironmark Circuit Ranking Hall smells like antiseptic and ambition. Fluorescent lights burn white above 200 fighters crammed into rows, each one waiting for the certification panel to call their name, scan their biosignature, and assign them a class. A combat class is everything in Veldran City. It is your license to fight, your rank on the public board, your entire future. Without one, you are nobody. Without one, you do not exist inside the circuit. Rion already knows how this goes. He has been in this hall twice before, first at 16, then at 18, and both times the panel sent him home with a blank certificate and a polite suggestion to consider a different career. He is 22 now, and he is here for the third and final time. After 22, the circuit stops processing applications. He stands in the back row in his gray hoodie with his hands in his pockets, and he watches the names get called one by one. He is the last name on the list. Examiner Hollert, a thin man with a narrow smile who has run this desk for 11 years, calls Rion's name with the same tone someone uses to announce the results of a test they already know you failed. Rion walks to the panel. He places both palms flat on the reading surface. The panel hums. 40 seconds pass. 60. The readout flickers once and then the screen goes blank. 0, Hollert says. He doesn't lower his voice. 0 combat potential. No class detected. Third attempt. Officially ineligible. The hall does not go quiet the way it would in a respectful place. It goes loud. Laughter from the front rows. Somebody calls out from the left side of the room. A tall fighter with pale eyes and a black Ironmark jacket, gold trimmed at the collar. The gold trim means he is ranked first in the circuit. It means his name is Kaez, and the entire hall knows it. 3 attempts, Kaez says. His voice carries easily. You came back 3 times. That is either the bravest thing I've seen or the stupidest. He tilts his head. I'm going with stupidest. The laughter gets louder. Rion does not respond. He takes his blank certificate. He folds it once, puts it in his pocket, and walks out of the hall. He does not look back. Veldran City is built in rings. The Ironmark Circuit operates in the central ring. Clean arenas, ranked bouts, official prize pools, cameras and broadcast rights and sponsorship banners. Lowridge is the outermost ring, where the streets are cracked and the bouts happen in converted parking structures with chain link walls and no cameras at all. Rion grew up in Lowridge. He has fought there since he was 15. He knows every promoter, every regular, every fighter willing to step into the cage for 350 credits and a handshake. He keeps fighting, because fighting is the only thing that ever felt like it made sense. The underground circuit has no ranking panel and no certification requirement, which means nobody cares that Rion has a blank certificate. They only care whether he can take a hit and whether he can give one back. Rion can do both. He is not the fastest fighter in Lowridge. He is not the most technically polished, but he has never, not once, been knocked out, and every opponent who thinks they have him broken at the end of the second round finds out in the third that something is wrong. That Rion's punches, which were ordinary 5 minutes ago, are now caving in guards that held against harder men. Nobody can explain it. Rion cannot explain it either. He just knows it is real. It is a Tuesday night in a parking structure on Veldran's eastern rim when the system finally speaks. His opponent is a ranked fighter, a former circuit qualifier named Dresh who dropped off the board 2 years ago and has been grinding underground ever since. Dresh has a class, Ironwall, a defensive strength hybrid that turns his body into a battering ram. He outweighs Rion by 40 pounds, and he has been unloading that weight into Rion's ribs for 6 straight minutes. 3 times Dresh has landed his signature blow, a full rotation shoulder charge at close range that has broken bones in every fighter he's ever used it on. 3 times, Rion has taken it and stayed standing. The 4th time, Dresh lines it up, steps in, and fires everything he has. And then the world shifts. The notification appears in Rion's vision, not a sound, not a hallucination, but a sharp, clean overlay that he has never seen before and immediately understands is real. System. Combat class detected soul fist, unregistered. Fracture energy 87%. Release threshold 100%. Rion blinks once. Dresh pulls back his arm for a 5th charge. System. Fracture energy 100%. Release available, but Rion moves. Not fast, not a blur, not a dramatic leap. He just steps inside Dresh's reach, sets his feet, and punches. A single straight right, textbook form, nothing special to look at from the outside. Dresh goes through the chain link wall. The crowd is silent for 4 full seconds. Rion stands in the middle of the cage, breathing steadily, looking at the wall. He understands now. Every blow he absorbs, the system stores. Fracture energy compounds the longer the fight goes. When the threshold hits 100% and he releases it, every joule of force that has been done to him comes back. All of it at once, concentrated into a single output. The worse the beating, the bigger the return. He stands there for another moment. Then he picks up his 350 credits and goes home. He spends 2 weeks testing it. He takes fights against the hardest strikers in Low Ridge, not because he wants the money, but because he needs to know the ceiling. There isn't one. Every time the system shows him a fracture energy bar, and every time it compounds beyond what he expects. Against a heavy striker, one good hit fills the bar to 40%. Against a powerhouse who unloads for 2 full rounds, the bar hits 200%, and the release sends the man skidding across the concrete on his back from a single open palm strike. The system never gives him a rank. Every time he opens the status window, it reads the same thing. Class, Soul Fist. Rank, unclassified. Reason, no ceiling detected for fracture energy accumulation. He stares at that readout for a long time. Then he submits an application to the Ironmark Circuit's open qualification event. The one path available to an uncertified fighter. 64 entrants. Top 8 advance to the championship bracket. No class requirement, because the circuit's legal team added an exception clause for underground fighters 3 years ago, and nobody has ever actually used it. Examiner Hollert processes the application personally. He approves it. He probably thinks it is funny. Rion does not tell anyone. He shows up on the morning of the qualifier in the same gray hoodie, signs in at the front desk, and steps into the arena for his first bout. He loses the first round of every single fight. He takes the punishment, absorbs everything, watches the fracture energy bar climb in the corner of his vision, and then, somewhere in the second round, the bar tips past threshold, and the fight changes. 4 opponents, 4 releases. 4 times the crowd watches a fighter who was clearly losing land one blow that ends the match. In a way nobody can explain on replay. The commentator calls it a statistical anomaly in force output. The circuit's medical staff says all 4 opponents are fine, no lasting damage, just a system shock that hits like a freight train and drops them clean. Rion advances to the championship bracket ranked 8th. Nobody is concerned. He is the joke entry, the Low Ridge nobody with the blank certificate who got lucky 4 times. Kaez is ranked 1st. Kaez has been ranked 1st for 3 consecutive years. His class is Apex Strike, a pure offensive class that focuses all of a fighter's combat. Energy into a single limb at maximum output. His finishing move, the Apex Collapse, has ended 27 consecutive championship bouts. No opponent has ever made it to the 3rd round against him. The bracket runs Rion all the way to the final. 3 more fights. 3 more second-round releases. By the semi-final, the commentators have stopped calling it luck and started calling it a high pain tolerance. Recovery style. By the time Rion walks into the championship arena, the crowd is not laughing anymore. They are watching. The way people watch something they cannot categorize. Kaez walks into the arena on the opposite side. He looks at Rion once. He smiles the same smile as in the ranking hall. Should have stayed underground, Kaez says. Rion doesn't answer. He checks his status window once. Class, Soul Fist, Fracture Energy, Release Threshold 100%. He puts the window away. The first round is the worst 30 seconds of Rion's life. Kaez is not like the underground fighters, and he is not like the qualifier opponents. His Apex Strike class means every hit is routed through his dominant arm at full output, and his output is the highest recorded in the Ironmark. Circuit's 12-year history. The first combination, 4 blows, each one landing clean, drives Rion into the corner and holds him there. The crowd is on its feet. The bar in Rion's vision spikes, fracture energy 61%. Kaez steps back. He rolls his shoulder. He is calculating. Rion can see it, measuring whether to end this now or make a show of it. He decides on the show. He spends the next 4 minutes doing what he is best at. He pushes Rion around the arena, landing the heaviest blows he has, timing combinations to break down any guard Rion tries to set up. The Apex Collapse, his signature, he holds back, saving it, letting the crowd build to it. Rion takes every hit. He stays standing. His footwork tightens every time Kaez gives him a half second between combinations, and Kaez notices this and decides it does not matter. Fracture energy, 94%. At the 6-minute mark, Kaez sets up the Apex Collapse. He has done this 27 times, and the setup is perfect. A short combination that backs the opponent into a corner, a half step to plant the right foot, and then the full body rotation that channels every unit of combat energy into a single descending hammer blow. Every fighter who has been in front of it describes the same thing afterward. The air compresses, and then everything goes dark. Kaez plants his foot. Rion does not move. Fracture energy, 100%. Release available, the Apex Collapse comes down. Rion catches it. Both forearms crossed, taking the blow dead center, the single worst way to receive it, because it guarantees maximum force transfer directly into his body. Kaez feels something wrong the instant contact lands. The energy does not disperse the way it should. It stops. It sits there held. Rion looks up. His eyes are calm. He sets his feet. He pulls back his right hand, one slow, visible, unhurried motion. The system fires every stored unit simultaneously through a single output point. The sound of it hitting Kaya's guard is not a crack. It is not a thud. It is a concussive report that the arena's back wall feels. The floor beneath Rion's feet fractures outward in a ring. A 6-inch deep spiderweb crack, radiating 2 meters in every direction. Kays goes down. He does not get up. He is conscious. The circuit medic confirms this in 30 seconds, but he cannot find his feet. His arms are shaking. His combat class has registered a system error it has never registered before. Force input exceeded output capacity. He looks up at Rion from the floor, and what is on his face is not anger and is not disbelief. Stop, Kaya says. His voice is flat. All the performance is gone. Don't hit me again. Rion looks at him for a moment. I wasn't going to, Rion says. He turns and walks to the center of the arena. The circuit board above the arena is a live public display. Every fighter's class and rank updates in real time at the end of a bout. Rion's entry populates last. It does not show a class name the crowd recognizes. It does not show a numeric rank. The board shows 2 things in capital letters, and the entire arena reads them at the same time. Class Soul Fist. Rank. Unclassified. No ceiling detected. And then, because the Ironmark Circuit's automated audit system has been running in the background since Rion submitted his application, cross-referencing his biometric data against every registered certification scan on file. The board updates one more. Time. A second entry appears. Examiner Hollert's certification terminal. Scan date 22 months ago. Biometric match. Rion. Log result 0. System verified actual reading at time of scan. Combat potential present. Class activation requiring stress trigger. Logged result altered manually. Certification flagged. Fraudulent. The arena does not go loud. It goes the kind of quiet that means everyone is reading the same thing and arriving at the same conclusion at the same time. Hollard is in the official's row. He stands up, he sits back down, he does not speak. Rion does not look at the board. He does not look at Hollard. He picks up his jacket from the corner post, pulls it on, and walks toward the exit. The circuit commissioner intercepts him at the tunnel, a broad man in a pressed gray suit who has never once spoken to a low-ridge fighter. He holds out a contract folder. His hand is not entirely steady. We'd like to discuss a ranked placement, the commissioner says. Given the unclassified designation, standard brackets don't. We'd need to create a new. Send it to me in writing, Rion says. He walks through the tunnel. The noise starts behind him. Slow at first, then building, the whole arena finding its voice. He doesn't speed up. He doesn't turn around. He walks out the same way he walked in, alone, unhurried, and so far beyond anything they thought he was that the circuit will spend the next 6 months arguing about what category to put him in. He already knows the answer. It is the same one the board posted to 12,000 people tonight. Unclassified. No ceiling detected.